Hello citizen, welcome to the Manchester City News channel. Subscribe to receive daily news of everything that happens with the city. Let's go to the news. Pep Guardiola has urged Jack Grealish to ignore any external criticism. The England midfielder is still to produce his best for Manchester City more than a year after his British record £100 million move from Aston Villa. There was a feeling the 27-year-old would step up this term after a first season at the club that, while steady enough, did not live up to expectations on an individual level. That is yet to happen and, even though injury has limited him to just one Premier League start this season, disquiet over his performances is growing with plenty questioning his selection in Gareth Southgate's latest England squad. Grealish was substituted after an underwhelming 58-minute display against Borussia Dortmund in midweek, but Guardiola leapt to the player's defence ahead of today's visit to Molineux to face Wolves. He started the season really well but had to stop for a problem in the ankle, and we were lucky it was not worse, said the City manager at a press conference. In the last game in the final third he was the only one up front who made aggressive runs 1-on-1, but to make assists he didn't have his mates in the box, so we left him isolated. I know him and I'm more than happy and delighted with what he's doing. Now it's just a question of time to get back a little bit of his momentum that he had at the beginning of the season. Always I say to them, you know exactly how you played, you don't have to listen to what people say, whether you played good or bad. We ask them to be themselves, don't think of being what the people expect you to be. If you played well and the people say you didn't, it doesn't matter. Grealish scored 3 times and registered 3 assists in the Premier League last season, a disappointing return after recording 6 and 10 respectively in his final campaign at Aston Villa. But Guardiola said, I want him to make goals and assists, and he does too, but it's not about that, it's about his contribution without the ball and what he can produce for the other ones. We didn't sign him for the incredible goals or assists at Aston Villa. It was for another reason. He competes with top players as well, and he knows it perfectly. He never complains about that. He's such a nice guy, and in the games when he didn't play, he's the first to help the team, and in the training sessions he's always there. I'm delighted with his behavior and everything. Wolves boss Bruno Lage would not reveal whether Diego Costa will be involved against City today. The 33-year-old striker joined on a free transfer earlier this week after Wolves successfully appealed when his initial application for a work permit was rejected. Costa, who was at Chelsea between 2014 and 2017, has not played since leaving Brazilian club Atlético Mineiro in January, and Lage says he will need time to be ready. Before continuing, leave your like to support the channel, thank you. Let's see, we have one more day. Let's see if he can be available or not, Lage said. When Sosa, Kaladzic, got injured, Diego was available. It was a time to talk to him and convince him to come to us, so we are very happy with him. We also know he needs time to be ready. He is fit, there are no problems, but he needs to be ready to compete at this level. Our hope is to get him ready to compete at this level, and I think we can bring the work with Costa because that's what we need. We need a reference in the box, we need a guy to compete with Raúl, Jimenez, and Diego has that profile. The Portuguese boss admitted he tried to sign Costa when he joined the club in the summer of 2021, but the Brazilian wanted to return home. I can say now because he is here, when I received the invitation from Wolves, one of the first guys I called was Atletico Madrid player, João Felix, to know about Diego Costa. João said good things about his personality and about the way he continued to play. In that moment he wanted to go back to his country to play. If 15 months ago, when I think about him, in that moment we did not have any chance because he had a different idea for his career. Costa's arrival eases a striking crisis as Kaladzic suffered a serious knee injury on his debut against Southampton, while Jimenez is still struggling with his fitness and will not be available against City. Lage added, Raúl is still not available and is still not working with the team. After the time he was in the recovery from the injury, he needed to play 3 games in a row. We talked and he was a little bit tired, sort of like chronic fatigue. Now he needs time to recover. He has had some treatment, but he is not training with the team, so he is not available tomorrow. Do you agree with Pep Guardiola? Leave your opinion in the comments. See you in the next news.